Hello, everyone.
Hello again.
Hello.
Hello. And welcome to another episode of
This is the Circle Podcast.
My name is James.
It is your host, Philip.
my name is Daniel.
Like always, I'm here with my best friends.
All right, so today will be a pretty fun episode.
I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, goodbye.
Goodbye, party people.
See ya.
Here we go. Welcome back to the Circle Podcast. My name is Philip. Good to see you if you're a returning guest. And it's also good to see you if you're new here. Yeah, I'm here with my best friends if they'd like to introduce themselves.
Hello, world. My name is James. Welcome back. Real quick, before we forget, because I know we will, make sure to follow us on Instagram at the Circle Pod. Make sure to follow us on TikTok, becoming active again at the Circle Pod. If you want to see what our beautiful faces look like, jump on YouTube. Circle Podcast.
Was that you on the Gmail account?
Yeah, because I had to re-sign in.
Yeah.
And
Just making sure. I should have asked when it happened, but whatever. Fuck it.
It's fucking Antonio's hacker, dude.
Right?
But yes, my name is Andrew. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. I am excited to hear this story and laugh.
Andy already gave it away. We
Oh.
have a special guest here today. If you liked my youngest brother, you're going to like my middle brother, Antonio, if you would like to introduce yourself.
I'm Antonio. I'm Philip's younger brother, and I am going to be telling a story that is
a tragic story.
Yeah, that has left me with some PTSD and paranoia.
Yeah.
What happened, Antonio?
I fell victim to a hacker.
Yeah.
He got pwned.
Antonio got pwned. Yeah, so just start us off.
Take it away.
Tell us what happened. How long ago was it?
Um,
Just remember to speak into that mic.
it was late November or early December.
Of last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was a text message. Yeah, it was a text message on my phone from an email. It's like those weird text emails. It's like jerryhugh@hotmail.com, but it's a text message with the link that said, "Hey Antonio." So in my mind, I'm like, I must know this person.
Do you still have the message?
No, I've completely erased everything.
Okay.
So I was like, what is this? So I clicked on the link. My phone freezes.
Like right as you click the link? You don't even see a page?
I didn't see it. The page it was just blank.
Okay.
Page was blank. And then I would say, 10 to 20 seconds later, my phone freezes. You know how when your phone freezes sometimes, you're like, the screen won't do nothing, so you just reset it. Well, I reset it, and then after a minute, it was a minute, I started getting all these notifications. Your email, your Gmail has been signed into. My other Gmail got signed into. My debit card got used, and Facebook got signed into.
Jesus. Your debit card got used that soon after?
Yeah.
Jesus.
My PayPal, I saw that my PayPal was being messed with. I signed into my PayPal. I was able to get in still. But first thing I see is a $100 charge through Philippine cryptocurrency.
What the fuck?
So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm in trouble. And so I called at that point. I'm already worried about everything. I'm already paranoid wasn't paranoid. I was getting worried. I'm like, okay. So I called PayPal, and luckily, I told my situation. What they told me, they really can't do nothing about it. But they did say, because there's two categories you could send people money through. It's goods and service, and just regular payment. Well, it was transferred through goods and service, so I was able to contest it, and that merchant, whatever, would have to prove that they gave something to me, like a package. If they can't prove it, then they have to send it back. So I got that back. But then There's a couple gift cards I had there on too. Had on there. They were wiped out.
Mm-hmm.
They got wiped out. I didn't care. They were just gift cards. And then so that was just all one night. And I pretty much handled everything. I went back. I changed my Facebook password.
Into the mic.
I changed my Facebook password. I changed my 2 Gmails. I changed my PayPal passwords, but I don't use my PayPal anymore. I changed my Venmo. I changed my Cash App. Pretty much, I had like 30 accounts on different things that I changed passwords on. And it was so much, I had to write down all the passwords because I pretty much had all the same passwords.
That was going to be my question. Did you have one password for everything?
Pretty much. Because I forget easily. And that was pretty much just the first night. Just everything. I had to get through everything. I had to change everything. Even like my Facebook, I put it to private, took off my picture. I was like, I was not having it. And then I wake up the next morning. This has been going on for like till beginning of last month. So it was a lot. I wake up the next morning. I couldn't even sleep anyways. I probably slept like 2 hours because I was up all night just changing things. And
Did you tell anyone? Sorry. Did you tell anyone like right there and then, or were you just kind of like dealing with it?
I was just dealing with it because all my stuff was being signed into, but I thought it was one of those like, oh, a hacker took my Xbox account, like that's pretty much it. So I started like get sidetracked. I was like not worrying about it. And then again, there was a breach in my Gmail. And then I get another text. Same thing. Text message email. Blocked it. I get another text. Random phone number. Why'd you block my number?
Jesus Christ.
I blocked that number. I get an email. Why'd you block my number? I blocked the email. I get another email. Why are you blocking my emails? I blocked that one. That was the last one.
So they haven't tried to reach out after the last email?
Pretty much, yeah. Not reaching out. It's more like now they're just playing with me. Pretty much.
Didn't you say, though, that he tried turning on...
yeah. That's when the VPN... I turned on my VPN because I was like, oh, I have a VPN. I'm signed in, but it was my friend's account. So I signed into the VPN, and then I go back to the app. I'm signed out. I get a text message. This is how I knew I was fucked. Text message said, "Not gonna work, buddy." Scared the living shit out of me. So I called my buddy because since it was his account, or I didn't call him.
That's so fucked up.
I didn't call him. I was down here. I went to his house. I was telling him about everything. I told him, I think they got into your VPN account and changed your password or something. You might want to check on that. And he's like, great, my credit card's on there.
Oh shit.
I was like, yeah, sorry, dude. So that night, so it was the second night.
Sorry, dude.
Now everything starts kicking in. Like I start doing all the research about hacking. Left me very paranoid on the things people can do hacking. From like doxing to all the way up to blackmail. I started reading up this thing called sextortion and just a bunch of crazy things about hacking. And I'm just like, now I'm really paranoid. Like, I think that week I only slept probably like 4 hours. And it was a work week too.
Jesus, man.
So I was really paranoid, changing everything. I ordered a new debit card.
What did you say? You don't even change in front of your phone no more?
Yeah, that was gonna be later on. But
so you get a new debit card.
Oh yeah, I ordered a new debit card. 3 days later, I get a charge, and I still remember it. It's called LCAFN1.com.
That was the charge?
Yeah.
What was it?
I looked it up. It looks like a fake customer support website.
Okay.
So I dug around in that website, and there's one option that says like cancel subscriptions or whatever. So I went to that. That's when I immediately knew like it was fake, because it asked for every bit of my card information plus security code and PIN.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
you didn't fill it out, right?
No. After I did all that research, I'm still paranoid about it now. Like every text message, every like message I get on my phone, I'm like constantly looking, seeing what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that charge was on the phone. I was like, you know what? Let me call. So I called the number on the website. It was the stereotypical Indian accent, asking for the same thing: my card number, security code, and PIN.
You got to be careful what you say here, buddy, because India is one of our best listeners.
Well, I mean, it is the stereotype.
Yeah, they have a lot of like
scam.
scam.
Like
I was talking to my
scams.
girlfriend's dad about this yesterday. Like, most of the scams and hacking do come from India.
Mhm.
Like, that's the main hub of it, is because they're fucking geniuses when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah. It's a very interesting. It's a very interesting culture.
Yeah. What you were saying?
So that charge happened on the website. So I called the fraud department again. They were mailing me out a new card, and I think that weekend I was actually taken off to the desert for camping. I was like, that's good. I'm gonna do some drinking and get this shit off my mind. But when I got there, same thing. I was up all night, just paranoid. And we're really sucked. We're in this new spot, and that spot is the only spot where I don't have internet. So, like, at night or whatever, I'll get up from the bed of my truck. I sleep in the bed of my truck. And I'll walk, like, as far as I can to get reception, just to check my email and everything, make sure nothing's been signed into. But then I ended up sleeping for, like, 2 hours. I woke up, notification, my email's been signed into again. And I'm like, how are they keep getting my passwords at that point?
Yeah.
And I was making passwords at least like 10 to 15 characters long. And I don't know if it was cuz this location was Arizona. So I'm wondering maybe it was me when I signed in, cuz I was all the way in Hesperia. I don't know if it, they consider Arizona or whatever. That left me paranoid, so I was up all night, paranoid throughout the day. That process pretty much repeated for like a week. Just like emails getting signed into, my PayPal got signed into again. So everything was just repeating. And then now I get really scared. I woke up for work exactly at 3 o'clock, just in time. I'm like awake, but my eyes are still closed. And I hear my phone ding. Oh, whatever. I was like, oh, my dad's probably texting me. I hear it again. Ding, ding. Okay, what the hell? So I go to my phone. Your Apple ID has been signed into.
Jesus.
So, good thing about Apple, I click don't allow, change password. Middle of changing my password, happens again. Your Apple ID has been signed into from Bangkok, China. Don't allow. Sign in. Change password. Changing password. A different country signed in now. It's probably someone just using a VPN, just bouncing around. But
Yeah.
that was going on for about an hour. Just trying to change my password, because every time that notification came up, it wouldn't let me finish the process. I would have to click don't allow again. And that took an hour to do. And it was sketchy, because I'm sitting there like clicking don't allow over and over and over again. And next to it was a button that says allow. So I'm just sitting there focusing on the button, make sure I don't hit allow, because once when they get my Apple ID, now I'm screwed. But
Yeah.
I think it was later on that day, Apple called me, and I told them what was going on. So they did a full lock on my account. And then I was able to reset my password. Then I get my new password. I go to Apple. I get a notification from my Capital One account. Oh, your new virtual Apple card has been accepted or whatever. I'm like, Apple card? The hell's an Apple card? Right there. Somehow this person got a virtual Apple card off my Apple ID, which I don't know how, because you need a social security number to get credit cards.
So, are you thinking they have your social and stuff, or they have your identity?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
At this point,
maybe. I mean, I haven't heard anything from Social Security. I haven't gotten any letters. I know they don't call, because if they call, that's obviously a scam.
Yeah. So at this point, still, you haven't told anyone. You're still.
Oh no, I think I told Philip about it that morning.
Dude, he's called me like multiple times, like either at night or in the morning, or like, yeah, it's just random times I'm getting phone calls from him. But I'll share my side when you're.
Man, this is scary, dude. Like,
oh, I'm still paranoid about it. Like,
You just feel violated, huh?
Yeah.
like violated.
Dude,
I mean,
his story has one of our coworkers who's an older guy. He's paranoid as fuck, dude. Like, he won't answer any text messages or emails now that he doesn't know. He's like, fuck you, and he like throws his phone.
Damn.
it's just because, like, essentially they could like never leave you alone, you know?
yeah,
Like,
pretty
they could
much.
just
Like
keep-
once.
And like at that point, what do? You know, do you like change your fucking identity? Do you?
Because applying for that Apple virtual card dinged my credit like 11 points. But I was still really pissed about it. Because I called Apple and I told them, like, something's going on. Like, somebody got into my Apple ID or something. And, you know, they applied for a credit card. Like, I wouldn't apply for a credit card. And they told me there's nothing they could do about it. That's it. No, is there anybody I can talk to? No Apple like fraud department or whatever. Just we really can't do much here. They have the best security, but not when it comes to frauds, I guess. But after that, I went back to my research, just everything about blackmailing, then sextortion and all that. Sextortion really paranoids me.
What is that?
But
exactly?
do
It's-
you have?
No.
Okay.
No. The reason why I don't have anything on my phone, because it was a while back. I think I was a junior in high school. Remember that one time where everybody's like photos got shared to everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's photos got to each other. Like somebody hit like family sharing or something. Everybody got each other's photos. They didn't get the bad ones, but I deleted everything that day.
Did anybody see anything?
No, they didn't get those photos. You only got like a couple photos.
Okay.
This is when like cloud sharing was still in its infancy.
I remember you telling me about this.
Yeah.
When everybody was seeing everybody's messages.
Wild times, man.
Yeah, that was scary. But yeah, I didn't have
Almost
anything on my
got Kevin
phone.
killed.
I was thinking
Christ.
sextortion means something completely different.
Oh no, they
Oh
pretty
no,
much,
it's definitely what you think it is.
Yeah,
What are you
okay.
thinking?
It's like Black Mirror level.
I thought they were gonna like blackmail you in terms of like, oh, give us this, or we'll kidnap you, or
That
put you in a
or-
sex ring or some shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
That's what I was like,
They
whoa,
gotta-
bro. This is fucking.
Have you seen Black Mirror?
Yeah, I might not have seen that.
There's an episode where they touch on like
It's this
sex
kid
extortion.
who's getting.
yeah, because what was he
That makes
watching?
sense.
Like
He
child porn.
He was jerking off to like child porn.
Yeah.
And they had like video of him.
Yeah, and at the end they still fucking release everything and like still call the cops on him. It was so fucked up, dude. It's so
Yeah.
dark.
If you haven't seen that episode, you should fucking watch that episode.
That episode will fuck you up for a
Yeah, I'll
while.
watch it.
They mainly sextortion is just like people will be fake women. It's mostly men who are victims. So
I wonder why.
people will be like dating apps, like stuff
Oh,
like
got
that. Somebody will pretend to be a girl, and then they'll like flirt back and forth, and then they'll get them to send like a dick pic or something, and they'll use that as
Got
an
it.
advantage. Like,
To blackmail you.
you know, if you don't send me $1,000, this is going to your family, your job, and everything. That's pretty much what it is right there.
Got it.
But after seeing that, like how they can watch you like through your camera and everything, I stopped changing in front of my phone. I stopped watching porn on my phone. And whenever I did, I would just cover the camera, just hold my phone like this. I'm watching it on my virtual reality headset.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much I stopped. Even like when I use the bathroom, like taking a shower, I'll slowly put my I'm like really paranoid about this. I'll pull out my phone, make sure it's not at the angle where you can see me. I'll put it inside the sink, or when I'm taking a dump, I'll put my thumb on the front camera and my finger on the back camera and just use my phone like that. Yeah, pretty much if I'm gonna be naked in front of my phone, I hide my phone now. Because I don't want to wake up with that email or text message, a picture of me and my entire contact list asking for $15,000 or it's going to everybody.
Yeah.
Antonio, we have your dick and balls. You better, just send us $10,000.
We saw that massive shit you took last night. Oh, man, you're super paranoid now.
Yeah, it
That-
sucks.
That paranoia runs in the family because I was paranoid like 2 weeks ago.
Where are you at now with it? Like, has it been resolved? Has it been a while since you got one of those
Everything's
notifications?
pretty much calmed down, like with my email and Facebook and everything, my PayPal. Everything's calmed down, no security breaches or nothing. Right now it's just my bank account.
You're still having issues with that?
Yes, with the my debit cards. And I hopefully, like, I got a whole new like company and everything for Debit. But hopefully that resolved everything. But I went through like 6 debit cards in 4 months.
Jeez.
They didn't take any money out of your bank? Or
I don't think they got into my bank account. Because if they got in my bank account, I mean, they could do whatever the fuck they want at that point.
Yeah, they would just empty your accounts.
But, I mean, because of that, I did all the security questions. And even to send money, like, it's like a 3-step verification now for me. And I do all that. Even like sending like $100 to somebody, I still have like a 3-step verification. And yeah, so I went through like 6 debit cards in those 4 months. And now I'm in mid-December. It was the night before my birthday. So I'm up at 12 a.m. Ding. Oh. My credit card. Nice. They stole my credit card.
Oh, shit.
But it was like pretty much like the same. It wasn't the same named website. It was a different one. This one was called like Dej or whatever. Same thing. Just a fake customer support website. But there was 6 of them.
What the fuck?
$400.
Shit.
That went through somehow. So I called Capital One. I told them everything that happened, and they were able to give my money back, like the credit back, because I told them what was going on. And then I remember the guy saying like, "Wow, all this is happening. It's your birthday in like an hour."
The hacker said that?
No, the guy at Capital One.
Oh, for sure.
He was a cool dude, but he was like, "Yeah, that sucks. Your birthday's tomorrow and this is happening." So at that point, I got no credit, no debit card. Now I'm using cash, and I'm not a cash person. So I started using like some cash that I've been saving up to buy my boat with. And it sucks using cash only. Like you don't realize how much money you spend on weekends just for your normal activities until you use a credit card or you use cash. I would have to drive all the way back home to grab more money because I would run out.
It's easy. It's easy to swipe a card. Yeah.
Like I'll be like, I'm good with $150, $200.
He would have to use my dad's debit card and then have to transfer him money to like pay for things.
Oh, shit.
You know,
That's
like
annoying.
bills and stuff.
Yeah, I just recently did that with my truck payment. I had to send him money, then use his debit card. And that process with the debit card and everything, that was all that was happening from January to end of February, beginning of March. Same thing, just debit card. Like, what the I don't know. At this point, I don't know what's going on. It keeps happening. So I ended up calling the fraud department. I had like an hour-long conversation. I'm like, how is my new debit card keep getting taken, like frauded? And he was telling me, some merchant will they get an authorization code. So whenever basically they use my information, use my card on their fake website, and then they get their own authorization code to call MasterCard whenever my information's been changed, and then MasterCard gives them my new info.
Yeah, like the updated info.
Which is smart. That's how they kept getting the info. So the guy put like a stop post payment transactions and everything on it. So at that point I felt better. Okay, like they can't get it anymore. Month went by, same thing happened. They got it again. So I'm like, all right, I think I need to switch banks now. I never ended up switching banks. I called again, and this person was telling me I just have to change the company from Master to Visa.
Oh, okay.
Because they're gonna keep going through MasterCard to get my new information, and then so when I have a Visa, there's no history of payment with Visa for those people who took my shit. So that's where I'm at right now. Now I'm on that I'm on airplane mode about it now. I'm just waiting. It usually happens within like 2 weeks every time I get a new card. And I think this was my first week with it. So I think from 2 weeks to a month I'll feel better about it. Hopefully that changes everything. But I was like pretty much that was like pretty much the same process for those 4 or 5 months. Just constantly changing passwords, being paranoid, getting other people paranoid, telling them about it.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks really bad.
Did you end up losing money at all through this process, or were you always able to get it canceled?
I was
or
always
refunded?
able to get it refunded. At a certain point, it just started getting declined right away.
Okay.
So I would just call the bank, and they would send me a new card, and then I get a new card, and then it gets frauded again 2 weeks later.
So you didn't end up like actually losing.
I never lost. The only thing I lost was
Sleep.
lost sleep, and I lost credit. So I lost the credit from the Apple card. I also lost credit for that $400 that was used on my credit card, but I got the credit back. So I called Capital One. I'm like, what's going on? It's been proven, I got frauded. I got the credit back. My credit score dropped because of that. They told me the same thing Apple did. We can't do nothing about your credit.
You could always call the credit unions and
the
dispute
credit bureaus. Yeah.
Dispute it. But even then, it's like that's a fucking process.
Yeah.
It's pretty much draining.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was gonna have to get a new phone, get a new app. I'm still considering getting a new Apple ID, but I'm kind of thinking about it because I don't know. I never looked into it, but I don't know if I change my whole Apple ID to a different one, would my Apple card that's with my Apple ID transfer, or do I lose it? And that was approved for $3,000. I mean, that's a big credit line, I guess.
I think it will stick with you because it's a credit at that point. It's in your name.
Yeah.
It only says, Apple ID. Like,
I'm gonna have to blur out your fucking email now.
Dude,
what minute are we
you want to see my
28 minutes.
That's my email.
No wonder
that
why you're getting fucking pwned, bro.
As soon as you say it,
I don't care about that email anymore. I've had that email since I was like.
Mark this minute. You don't have it no more?
It's fine.
Oh, I have it, but it's completely.
It's not being used,
It's done,
or?
bud. It's done.
Let me ask. Have you done like a factory reset on your phone or no?
Okay, let me give my side of the
Okay.
story. When he
I
told
still
me
have
this,
so much more.
Oh, okay.
okay,
No. Go ahead.
Okay,
I want to save it.
when he told me all this, I felt so bad because literally like a couple months prior, I had listened to Joe Rogan's podcast with Edward Snowden, and he had gone over like Apple security. Yes, it's good, but also if like whoever's trying to hack you knows what kind of iPhone you have. There's certain like hacking tools that they have that can send you links. So this person probably somehow figured out what iPhone you have, sent you that fucking link, and as soon as you click it, it goes on. And they have these codes for every iPhone, you know, and that's why you shouldn't click those links that you get sent that are random. But I felt so bad. I was like, damn, I wish I would have told him. I wish I would have told him, you know, just to listen to this little snippet from this podcast, man. Because I listened to that. I'm like, okay, I will never click any link like that ever. You know, and then this happened to him. And then he calls me. I'm like, dude, from the advice I heard from Joe Rogan's podcast is you just got to get a whole new phone. You know, and then he kept having these problems with the bank. And I'm like, dude, you got to get a brand new bank account because it's just going to keep happening. You know, they have your information. And the shitty part is it's probably not even the same guys. They probably just sold your information on the internet and it's just continuously being sold when it doesn't work.
Oh, yeah. It goes to like, there's this guy I watch on YouTube. His name's Jim Browning. And he does all, like, he messes with the scammers and hackers. And he said, like, once when they have your phone number or your email, your name, it's like automatically put into a system. And they just sell it. I mean, it's all around the world, basically. My name is all around the world now on other people's computers.
You're famous, bro.
In the wrong way.
He's watching me right now.
You're one of
That's
millions,
what he's doing.
man.
Yeah.
I think the camera turned.
Oh.
That's what's been going on right there.
Yeah, it sucks, man. I feel like it's like it's like happening to so many more people. It's like,
I don't want to freak you guys out, but like these dudes weren't even that. They were sloppy. Like if someone's good at hacking, you don't even know you've been hacked. You don't want to be like setting off, you know, those trip wires.
Like fucking texting them.
yeah. Like that was like amateur shit. Or like you getting those notifications that your accounts are being accessed. Like that's amateur shit. And that's what can get scary is how do you know if you've already been compromised when you don't have all those clues?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, like, because when I signed into my email or something from like a computer other than my phone, you know, I get that notification on my phone saying, you know,
Yeah.
but I'm still signed in on computer, so I'll hit like sign out on all devices. I'm still signed in. So that what left me really like sketched out, because when it came to my Apple ID, I'm like, they probably just got in and they were still in it, even though I hit like sign out all devices and don't allow. That's what really scared me right there.
Yeah,
when it came to the Apple ID, that's when like everything hit.
That's when like it got scary, right?
I was-
now your bank account.
no, I was like already scared, but when it hit the Apple ID, now I'm like, okay, this is a big deal now.
Yeah.
Like they got the Apple ID. I'm on my phone all day at work, just checking my phone, make sure nothing's being signed into.
I kept telling them you got to get a new fucking phone, because once they have your phone, like that's it.
That's what's weird, because they must have like put some type of like malware on your phone to like screen record what
That's
you're doing.
what I was thinking. Like they could just
That's
sit there.
why I stopped changing.
There's a
in
little
front of my
screen
phone.
popped up that just shows you swiping left and right,
Yeah, or,
going
like,
into shit.
showing, because when you're changing your passwords, were you doing it on your phone too, or were you
Yeah.
doing it on a computer? You're doing it on your phone.
I was doing it on the phone.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that would make sense, because a lot of these people, when they get into your accounts, they're doing it in ways where they don't really need your password. But if you're changing it, then that should lock them out. So if they're seeing, they had to have literally been seeing your password. There's no other way that they should have been able to get those updated passwords. But the main thing is like, I understand. Like it's bad if they get your Apple ID, because then they could just access like all your apps that are tied to that.
Apps, photos, messages.
Yeah, but what you need to be careful of is your email, because think about it. Whenever you want to change passwords to some other account, it's going to go to an email, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the thing. Even if you forget, like, you know, you have a new sign in for like PayPal, and even if you forget the password, it really doesn't matter, because you could just go through, forget password, put in your email, and then now you're gonna get the email to change that password, right?
Yeah, they.
But if they have your email accounts, then they could get any other account because they could just do that process of sending the email and resetting the passwords. So that's like your like weakest point that you need to make sure they don't get into. So if shit ever gets like compromised, that should be like step one. Like, all right, I need to fucking lock my email down, change my passwords to that.
Oh, yeah, my email password is like long, really long.
And that's another thing too. If it's long, then there's no way they're brute forcing it. Like they had to have been like seeing what you were inputting.
Yeah, I went like overboard on it.
Do you?
My paranoia is fucking starting to build. I'm like ready to change my email password again right
one
now.
thing is, it was only going through one email.
It was just one email.
Yes,
Did you?
And that's my very old one that I've had for like 15 years.
Did you ever set up two-step verification on that?
Yeah.
Okay. But was that like after all this?
My new email, yes, I have that on everything that's new. But
Uh-huh.
everything associated with my old email account was basically used for everything that I have.
What two-step did you set up? Like, how did it work? Was it sending you a text message?
I would text message
Uh,
and it was text message with the number codes,
hmm.
and then I had another one go to my other email.
To another email?
Yeah.
Were they still getting into your accounts after setting up two-step verification?
Not that I know of. Everything's been pretty much smooth sailing
Since then?
since then, just besides my bank account issue.
Okay. Because that's not even that isn't like foolproof. But I don't know if you guys have seen this. There's ways that you could set up like Authenticator apps. So like, for instance, this is the Google Authenticator, and this is my two-step. So when I sign in, I need to punch in the number associated to that account to get in. But if you see the timer, it's always changing. So it's not one consistent
That's
number.
an app?
Yeah.
Did it just
Yeah.
change?
You're
It's
going to
an
have to show
app.
me how to set that up.
For sure.
What
So,
the
like
heck?
those numbers are always changing. So that's an extra layer that you could have, because they would literally need to have my phone
That's pretty cool.
in order to get into my accounts. So yeah, like if I would I'll definitely help you guys set it up. And that's the thing that a lot of people I feel like aren't aware of, because they don't make it. I don't know. They don't make this shit easy.
No.
Like it's so convoluted and.
Dude, I've been watching some crazy videos on YouTube. Have you heard of a guy? His name's David Bandoyle.
I don't know.
He shows like hacking techniques.
Mhm.
But dude, I was watching one. Of course, there's the one like what's that show you guys are talking about, Mr. Robot?
Oh yeah.
There's an episode right where someone finds like a USB drive in like a parking lot.
Oh, and they plug it in. Yeah.
That's a real thing that happens.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
actual USB drives like that where if you plug it into your computer, it automatically sends a signal to whatever server, and then that person's able to remote access your computer.
Mm.
I watched one. These motherfuckers are getting so good that they set it up through cables. Like a regular Apple cable looks exactly like one.
Oh, like a power cable or?
It's called like Go cable.
Mm.
Something like that, but it's a power cable, yeah. So as soon as you plug it in to your computer, or you plug your phone into that and you plug your phone into the computer, it'll say that it's charging, right? And then this person, through their phone, their desktop, their laptop, fucking iPad, whatever, as long they'll send the signal from their app to the cable. That cable will then start sending keystrokes to the computer, and then it'll run a program, and then it'll immediately send all the Wi-Fi connections you have on your devices to the server. So then they'll have access to your Wi-Fi.
To your network.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Dude, like the internet is literally the modern day Wild West. Like, if you don't know what's going on, you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is like you don't want to be a target, which is like weird. It's weird to me that they went to that extent with your information, and even then, like, were they really that successful? You know what I mean? I mean, they made your life hell, yeah.
They made my life hell, but they really didn't get anything out of it besides making money off my information.
Right.
selling
Which
it.
even then, like, it's not even that. What? This is what I was gonna ask you. Do you keep any information on your phone, like in the Notes app or anything like that?
I do have not personal information. I just have random stuff in my notes.
But do you keep like passwords, usernames?
I did start using it. Did start putting my passwords on my notes, but I left it really like, because when I did all the research, I was like paranoid about it. So I had like a shopping list category.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have like a certain.
So you kind of like encrypted it.
So that password had to do something with food.
Okay.
You know, I would
Okay.
put on.
So like only you would know. What
yeah,
it would mean.
only I know what to look for. And another category was like names, like people's names and stuff like that. Because I was already aware, like, because I was somebody who I go to desert with. He's a veteran, I think. Yeah, he's a veteran. I don't know if he's still doing anything, but. He was telling me the same thing, like they can get into your phone and see what you're doing.
Yeah.
So he said when he was overseas, he would mess with his friends doing that. So yeah, after he told me that, that's when I started, you know, basically like secretly like coding my passwords in my notes. I should have just.
Did you ever have like your social in your notes?
No.
Have you ever had your social online, like in an email? Like you ever email yourself your social, or like have you
Only
always
in
had
a text message?
You had your social in a text message?
Yes.
Okay. That might have been how they got it. Is this like a long time ago?
It was a long time ago. This is when everything first happened.
That you had your social in a text? Like how long ago was that
no,
text?
That
sent?
was
like a long time ago?
like 4 years ago.
But it was still through iMessage?
Through iMessage, yeah.
Okay. That's the thing. Like that's another thing too. You don't want to have any type of digital record when it comes to shit like that.
Is that kept? Is like our text messages from that long kept?
iMessages?
Even if you
I
delete them
think
off your
so.
phone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
That's what Alyssa's dad was telling me.
iMessages, voicemail.
It's
like
always
everything.
saved.
Even,
Yeah.
even if you delete it, it's archived somewhere.
I still have voicemails back in 2011 on my phone. Like,
no
it goes
shit.
far back.
And that's the thing. Just what you have on your phone isn't everything that exists that's tied to you.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
backed up somewhere in something.
Yeah. Have you heard of like a password manager?
Yeah, I've heard of password manager.
Okay,
believe.
because I know you set it up, so I'm pretty sure you could tell them. But that's like a secure way to have like complex and unique passwords for all your accounts, and you don't have to really memorize it. So what it is so you have one account, and you're gonna have one master password, which obviously you got to be careful of that. Like you don't like. So, for instance, I have this app called LastPass where I have all my passwords. Now, my password for this, I've never even written it down. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I've never typed it anywhere except for when I'm logging in. I don't have it written down in a notebook. I don't have it written down in notes. Like, it's something that is only in here. I haven't even said it out loud. You know what I mean? Like, so like that password, you have to be very careful. But from there, you can store all your accounts and passwords for them.
God damn,
And the
how many
passwords are
accounts you
unique.
have?
I have a fuck ton. But like, let me show you something I don't care about. So like, if I go here, I don't even have to view the password. I could just copy it, and now it's on my clipboard, and I could go and sign in.
And you just paste it to whatever you're signing into.
Yeah, and then like if you want to see it, so this generates the passwords for you, or you could enter your own. So that's not my account. Let me find something.
Nice. I'm about to hack your Minecraft.
That's actually Emily's. Let me find one. Okay, here's one that I don't mind showing. Oh, damn it. So like I didn't create this password. It does it for you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like it's very like unique, right?
Yeah.
And like that's what it does. So like for instance, if I could add, and let's say I want to create a new account. I could choose what it is. Like, let's say I choose that. And then right here, generate new password. And here I could, like, determine the length or, like, what type of special characters it has. And it's going to do it for you. So that's, like, the best option you could do when it comes to password management. Just because I did what you were doing where I was writing it down in a notebook. And I had unique passwords, but it was all in one notebook. And I was hanging around a lot of people who are in cybersecurity and who like to fuck with each other. And one of my friends fucking got a hold of that notebook and just fucking got into everything and was just trolling me. But I'm so grateful it was him and not like someone else who was really trying to be malicious. And like after that, I learned like, okay, that's not good either.
Yeah.
You know, it's this fucking cat and mouse game, you know, which makes it tough. But the best thing you could do is two-factor. You want to have two-factor on everything that matters. Password manager is going to be great. And then, I mean, that's pretty much the main things to do. And then, of course, don't click, like, shady links.
Well
you know?
aware of that now.
Yeah. Don't click shady links. Or if you get emails threatening you, what's always good, just Google the message. Because 9 times out of 10, you're going to find a thread saying, like, hey, has anybody gotten this message? And you're going to see 50 people. Yep, I've gotten it. It's just a fucking scam. Like, ignore it.
Yeah.
And that happened with Emily.
Or it's like a bluff.
And that's what I mean. That happened
send you
with
an
Emily.
email like, oh, I saw what you're doing or something.
I opened up my spam account on my Gmail account, and I had one.
A bunch of those, like, fucking emails.
Trying to sextort me.
Yeah.
I'm like, go ahead, bitch. That's it.
That's what happened with Emily. She got this message on WhatsApp saying, like, oh, I have the video, the sexual video that you've taken. I have it. And if you don't send me, you know, this amount of money in this amount of time, I'm going to, like, release it. So then she, like, asked me, she's like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even know what he's talking about. So then I literally just copy and pasted the message, Googled it, and word for word, you see that people are like, yep, if you get this message, like, they're just fucking with you, trying to see what they could get.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm impressed, though, that they were able to do all that from one link. It didn't look like anything was downloading.
No, my phone was just frozen.
That's what's weird.
Like, my phone just, like, froze.
What kind of iPhone do you have?
I have the,
This is the thing. Like,
I have the Pro Max. I think it's the iPhone 11 Pro
okay,
Max.
so it's not something old. The reason why they could see, so any website you access, they could see what you're accessing with. So when you're sending like a request to a server, part of that request is what device you're on. So for your phones, it's gonna say what type of phone it is. On the computer, it's gonna be like what browser it is. So they'll always be able to access that information. But that's why it is important to like always update your shit. Like updating isn't just for like new features. Most of the updates you get they're fixing security vulnerabilities. And that's like a part of hacking. So like, for instance, if there's a website you're trying to hack and you find out what type of server it is, like what like operating system it's running, and if you could Google it, you could try to find the version, and then you could just find, there's literally a database of all the vulnerabilities tied to certain versions of software. So if it's not updated, there's going to be a bunch of shit that people have found, and you're just leaving the door open for something that shouldn't have even been open. If that makes sense. So like, yeah, you want to update your shit.
I've been updating every month.
Okay.
I've been changing my passwords every month.
Well, like in like system updates. That fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, I noticed on your settings, if you go to like Apple ID or something, like it will give you a list of things that like you need to like update and change, or like they'll say like there was a security breach on these websites and accounts, you know, change your information, stuff like that. I had like 26 accounts that were breached.
Shit. Do you? I mean, you don't have to answer this, but like, do you go to like sketchy porn sites?
Only X videos.
Okay.
For me, it was a Capital One or U.S. Bank when they had that leak.
They're big daily.
One of them, and that's what screwed me over. I had to change a lot of passwords. For me, I only changed the ones that were most important, like, you know, that I used on the daily and that, you know, mattered.
Yeah.
I changed everything, but I did it the other way around. I used Apple's strong password.
Yeah,
I allowed them
the
to
same
make
process.
I allowed them to make the password, but I didn't save it into the phone. I just then copy and pasted that into LastPass.
Oh, okay.
You know, and I did it that way.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the same result.
Yeah, because it just seems simpler just to go on the website. Because when offers you that to say that there's a strong breach. It'll say change password. You click on it, takes you straight to that website's link to change the password on their website. You go, and Apple will generate the password for you. Just copy and paste it, and then take it over there. And then I deleted it off my iPhone, and just did it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing this conversation, I'm not naive to what's going on, but I don't know as much. But like I'm hearing a lot of things that I'm doing. I'm like, fuck,
dude. And that's what I mean though. Like the only reason why I learned this was because I was hanging around people who do that.
Yeah.
Like I was 2 years into a computer science degree and I didn't know shit about that.
Yeah.
I was doing all the things wrong.
Yeah.
That's what sucks. We talk about classes you should learn in high school. This is something that they should consider
Right now.
Yeah,
right
like
now.
internet security.
It
Yeah.
would have been very helpful.
In it just like security hygiene, like
Yeah.
like good habits to have.
Dude, ever
not get
since
pwned.
I came here
Pwned.
that one day and we sat on the couch, like I got fucking paranoid and I
Yeah.
went home. I changed my Wi-Fi router because I watched this one guy saying like how like someone getting to your network could fuck you up. I changed my Wi-Fi. Like I made a guest Wi-Fi for when people come over. So like I don't allow people on my network anymore. Like fuck that. You have your own guest Wi-Fi over here. You can have that shit.
Yeah.
But you don't get into my network. I changed all my passwords and everything, and I think that's what sparked my interest in like trying to learn this stuff because I don't want to be left behind. I don't want to be like 20, 30 years from now and it's way more advanced and I don't know anything.
Yeah.
It's already what the world is like.
Well, that's how a
Yeah.
lot of these old geezers are now.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
Yeah, I want to learn it so I can be on the defensive side. Like I want to know what's coming at me.
How much? Because you're kind of in that realm. How much do we have to owe to cybersecurity like workers in terms of like fending off hackers and every day
shit like that.
are there constant attacks on like
Yes.
government?
Yes. There's
Okay.
there's like a whole thing that just people aren't aware of, But yeah, it's always going on. It's always going on, and it's like crime. Like there's always gonna be crime, right? There's never gonna be a break from that.
Yeah.
But with this, it's even easier because the people who are doing it, they don't have to go anywhere. It's like if you're gonna rob a bank in person, and let's say you want to do a spree, right? It's gonna take you time. But someone can literally do this in their living room and they don't have to fucking move,
Yeah, I know.
They're in
Show
their
up like they're on the other
boxers,
side of the
just
world.
chilling on their computer, just laughing at your face through the computer.
Yeah. And that's
Scanless, no heart.
that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, there's a lot of people who are like white hat hackers who they do it for good. They do it to make things more secure. And yeah, like you gotta. I mean, they do it because they like it, but because I don't know if you're asking if we should be like grateful. You know what I mean?
No,
to
well,
these people.
almost that to, especially for companies too. You know what I mean? Like bank, whatever it may be that holds personal
Oh man,
information like that.
you'd be surprised though. Like it's a hot topic right now in like the computer science or like software field is security, because this whole time that we've had the internet and this whole time we've had like e-commerce, it's always been development first and security second. So it's always been, let's get it working first, then we'll worry about how to make it secure. And right now, a lot of companies are trying to make this shift of like, no, it should be security first. We need to start with security is the number one priority. Like, how can we design this system to make it inherently secure instead of just trying to, tape holes on this sinking ship? And I know a guy who does bug bounties. He does white hat hacking, and he does it for one of the big banking companies. And from what he's told me and from what he showed me, like it's like that movie, The Interview, where they're in North Korea and like the market, everyone looks all happy, but then you just look behind the fucking veil and it's like, what? This is not what it seems. That's how this fucking bank is. Like it's just so poorly put together.
Shit's on fire.
Literally shit is on fire behind the scenes, and it's like, yeah, I will never bank with them.
Okay, after, can you tell me what bank this is?
I'll say it after. I'll say it after.
to make sure I don't fucking.
Yeah, no.
Or if I am, I fucking leave.
Change that shit. But
Yeah.
I mean, the good thing is that they have people who are trying to fix it now.
Wow.
Yeah.
What- what's interesting to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I downloaded Kali Linux, right? Because I want to learn it. What's interesting is like it's a tool that's used for hacking, if I'm not wrong, but also when like something new is discovered, it is updated so it's more secure on your end. If I'm getting that right, but it's just weird how it's also a tool to hack others, but also like they update it to make sure it's secure.
It's secure itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, and it blows my mind that something that can be so like destructive is still so secure in its own right.
Yeah, it's funny because like one of the that bug bounty platform that I was working for, you could submit bugs for their bug bounty. Like you could hack them and get paid for hacking them. Like
That's crazy.
yeah, that's the cool thing about so like Kali or like Linux in general, it's open source software, right? So what that means is anyone can access their source code and anyone can contribute to it. So you could literally go on, wherever they're hosting their like repository, and you could add features to it, and there's a group of people who are going to review it, and they're going to determine what's going to come in the next update. And when I was learning about this, I would think like, oh man, if it's open source, it must be so vulnerable. If you could literally see the source code, or like someone can leave a vulnerability purposefully and like have it pushed so that they would publish it, right? And now they know that there's this vulnerability. But it's actually the opposite. Like because it's open and there's literally millions of eyes reviewing this, they're catching all this shit. Because I mean, there's no company that's going to have a development team of 1 million developers. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But what's cool about open source is you have that. And these people are doing it just because they want to contribute. They're not getting paid. But, having that many eyes is what makes it secure. And that's what Kali is, too. It's an open source project. So it's like you have this community of hackers working together to create, like you said, create these tools that are destructive. But at the same time, they're like, we're going to make sure we're not getting fucked up either on the other end.
Because I've been doing it. You could literally download it on your computer, go on YouTube, and look up a hacking tool on there, like a Wi-Fi. You can put that into Kali Linux, run it, and then it'll show you like the Wi-Fi networks around you, and you could try to break into them if you wanted to. Like just follow a YouTube video step by step.
There's a tool that comes prepackaged with Kali called Jack the Ripper, and
I haven't heard that one.
It's to like brute force passwords for like servers or like so like you could. There's something called SSH, and it's a way to like access a network through the terminal, and it's a software that automates that process, and it has its own like password lists, like keyword lists to try. And it's weird because it seems like it would be illegal. Like it's still kind of weird that this is okay, but like no, you could literally download this thing that has all these tools to fuck people up.
Yeah.
Would you say that these hackers that use it for the worst are necessary? In terms of companies learning like breaches that they do, like say they like security first. Obviously, if you go that route, you can only make it so secure if you don't know, right? Yeah,
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like there's always going to be people out there that are going to be malicious, to me, I feel like it's similar to like laws. It's not so much that you need criminals to have laws, but it's like there's always going to be criminals, so you got to do what you can to prevent it. But that's the thing that's tricky with security, because it's human. Like there will never be like such thing as the absolute most secure system. There's always going to be something. There's always going to be some small crack. And even then, like, and that's what's so cool about Mr. Robot, is that all the hacks that he does are like real hacks, real vulnerabilities, real methods. And it's cool when you see him, because like there's one part where they need to access this data center, and it's isolated from the internet, so you cannot access that network outside of it. So then they show something called social engineering, which is a real thing in the hacking community. Like they're like, just how there's pen testing for like software, there's pen testing for social engineers, where they know what to say to get your guard down and like get actual physical access to your servers, to your data centers. And they show that in Mr. Robot, like how he does that, which is pretty fucking dope. But I forgot where we were talking about
you
before
already
this.
answered it.
If they're
Hackers.
necessary.
Oh yeah, if they're necessary. Yeah, I mean, I think there's always gonna be hackers, but I think white hat hackers are necessary, because you can't always be. You can't just be defensive. You need to have people who are actively trying to poke holes to know what to cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, after this is over, I'm gonna go and
You should.
change some
Should.
things.
Restore your life.
Yeah, because I've like watched. I'm not like an expert, but watching Mr. Robot is like, oh, plants that seed. You're like, okay, well, you see the other
What's
side,
possible.
right? You see the other side of it. Like,
Yeah.
Like what someone can do from a computer.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, it's cool to see it, but
It's just crazy too how we're moving towards, more and more towards like money is just ones and zeros inside of a
It's all
computer.
virtual.
Yeah. And it's just crazy to think we're moving more towards that and we're not getting educated in things like this. you know?
yeah, because
But the one thing I am learning within the last like 5 days is there's a lot of information out there that is free or you can pay. Like I bought a Udemy course for IT online for like $14.
Udemy's the best, bro.
Yeah.
I fucking love Udemy.
It was $150 and I bought it for $15.
They always have sales. Never buy a fucking full price Udemy course.
Just wait. Yeah. Just
in a
wait.
couple days it'll be on sale.
Yeah, and then I bought the course today. It's $50 a month, but I'm gonna learn a lot from it, and I plan on doing something with that. But yeah, there's a lot of information out there. You just have to know what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which I feel like makes so much sense. Like you would think that the internet would be the main place to go to for information about that.
Yeah. And the one thing I'm definitely learning too is that you don't need, from what I learned today actually, is that you don't need a 4-year like schooling behind this to get into this too. Mm-hmm. Like you can go online, take these courses, get certificates, prove that you have the education or the passion to be in this field, and you can get a career off of it. Even if you do it part-time from learning. As long as you have that passion to get into it, you can do it.
That's the cool thing about cybersecurity. It's like you don't need a fucking degree. Even then, like I know
not
guys,
even cybersecurity. If you want to get into networking or
just
hardware or
main IT stuff.
Yeah.
I know dudes from that bug bounty platform who literally they didn't even graduate high school. They just got their GED.
Oh wow.
But they're millionaires from the work they do on that platform. There's a dude from fucking Brazil who like did not grow up in the best area, and he got himself out of that situation by fucking hacking.
Wow.
It's crazy.
It's just
we're in the
knowing what
wrong
to look
field,
for.
Antonio.
Yeah, obviously.
See, your situation sprouted something beautiful.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it happened to you, but
You could be that dude fucking with other people. I do not condone that.
You know what? I was on that website though, going through some PowerPoints and some slides, and it was going over black hat hackers, and then it came across a part where like it said like other malicious hackers were also known as crackers. I started cracking up. I
haven't
laughing.
heard that. Crackers?
Yeah, like it
What
was
the
one. It
fuck?
was one of the terms they had on there, and I
That's
started
pretty funny.
laughing, bro. I started cracking up.
I've heard script kiddies. That's one that they say.
Script kiddies?
Yeah.
Script kiddies,
Script
yeah.
kiddies, and it's like people who they're just like literally trolls just to fuck with people's websites.
See, I feel like I would be that guy. I feel like I would be like just fucking with people. Like, I didn't mean it.
Man, until you get sloppy, you get slapped with 20 years.
I know.
It's just a prank.
Until I do a fucking federal crime.
It's just a prank,
Yeah,
bro.
they're,
It's
they're
just a
so
prank.
fucking strict on it now.
I have a story for you guys, but I gotta share it after.
After,
Yeah.
It's just funny because like you could see into a person's life, right? If you just fucking do whatever they did to him.
Oh, they know where I live.
Yeah.
My address was on my PayPal account.
Well, that's what I'm thinking too. They had enough information on you that whenever they signed up for this Apple card, they were just able to put in your address
Yeah.
and all that shit. And yeah, they just get past the credit bureau's fucking background.
I was worried I was gonna just get a message one day of a picture of me standing in front of my house or something. Something.
we're watching you.
So yeah, like we're watching you.
Yeah, if you haven't, I would definitely like.
That was like my big worry for like 2 weeks. Like, somebody gonna show up?
You should call the like credit bureaus and get your credit locked, and
Get a-
that will be the best way to stop like any type of identity
Get a
theft.
new social security card
Yeah,
or number.
yeah,
You can do that?
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could fucking do that.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think happens when you get your fucking?
They're just like, sorry, dude. Like,
you
I
have
don't
one
know.
number, bro.
That's
you're fucked for life, buddy.
I thought that was the number you
That's
stuck
what really
with.
sucks about it. Like, even though they really didn't get anything out of it, it's
it's
still
the psychological effect.
it's still a win-win for them. They were able to get into all your information, and they're still laughing because I cracked this guy's social security. I wasn't able to get it, but now he has to change it. Now he has to go through all these things, all this stress.
Yeah.
Is there any possibility that the people behind this were someone you know?
I don't even know.
It wasn't me, I
Somebody
swear.
would have told me by now.
If they're well, like
Oh,
I
I've
mean,
been-
like not someone who's cool with you, like someone who knows you, but they just want to
you
fuck
got a new
with you.
tattoo? What the fuck?
Oh yeah, I got it just last week.
When the fuck
You
did
got,
you
like,
get all
two
these
new
tattoos,
ones.
bro? What the hell?
Yeah, I'm going through like a crisis.
When
right
do
now.
you?
But I've been meaning to ask you, Antonio, what's your social security number?
Does it start with a 6?
Oh fuck! You're on to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you got me.
Got everybody.
God damn it! I had a question.
Sorry, I totally fucked up everyone's train of thought right there.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
I had a good question. Fuck.
You were talking about something.
X
Oh,
about-
if it was someone you know.
Oh yeah, if it was somebody
you
I
know,
knew.
them taking pictures of you.
I don't think so.
What else? What else were we talking about? Fuck.
No, it was that. We were on that.
Yeah,
that
we're
path,
on
yeah.
that. If it's somebody, I don't think it's somebody I know,
For sure.
and I don't think they would want to find out that I know either.
You gonna fuck them up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So you're just kidding. So they can't use this against you.
Just playing.
If you're gonna, this is the number one lesson. If you're gonna take dick pics, don't have your face in it.
Yeah. No face, no case.
Yeah.
Hey, you know if
You
someone
gotta
tries
follow
to
the advice from the
if
guy.
someone tries to
from-
sextortion me, I'm like, do it, dude. I'm not ashamed of that shit.
Man, now they'll know what I'm packing.
Some people are going through hard
I-
times.
I had an
No,
argument
it's
with
good.
someone like a week or two ago, and I was telling them because they asked me like what VPN I had, and I
Hmm.
told them, and then like a couple days later, I asked them like, "Did you get it?" And they're like, "No, I didn't feel like buying it at that moment, but I'll get it eventually." I'm like,
Hmm.
"Well, you should." And
Yeah.
they're like, "Yeah, you know, like it would be cool to just like watch different things on Netflix." I'm like, "Bitch." That is not the main reason to have a VPN. Like, yeah, like YouTubers make it all cool because you can watch different fucking things around the world because you're on like a different continent or whatever, technically. But
Online
no.
gambling.
You want and encryption.
online gambling. You want encryption, yeah. You
Maybe
want
I
to
should
be
get one.
protected.
Yay, yo, we don't want to fucking rat ourselves out.
Just get one, just in case. But you kind of you touched on it earlier about what someone should do. Well, are those the only two things you suggest?
For
Or like
should do in for what?
in terms of security for their own?
Like for your own?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say main things are 2-factor authentication. Get a password manager. Don't have anything on your phone in your notes. Like don't have any passwords,
Yeah.
any usernames, social. Don't have any of that shit. That's pretty much it.
But bro, if you're using like a default router from the company that you got, fucking change the password.
Yeah.
And if
that
you
too.
if you
Protect your network.
if you buy a new router, like see if it has a guest network feature on it and create that and give people that shit, because you don't want, because the same thing can happen. Like Antonio can get hacked on his phone. Those people might have the password to my Wi-Fi, you know, and then they're able to access my network and then get through my computer and just steal everything on
Because
there.
after that, everybody was getting those same email text messages.
That's the thing too. They hacked his phone and now they have his contact list. Or if they're on Facebook, they have his friends list. You know, like it ain't easy, or it ain't hard to just see who Antonio's connected to. And if Antonio's, you know, easy enough to get through, how is it not hard to get through the next person that he knows, you know, that isn't educated?
Yeah. It's funny because I get those links all the time.
those email texts.
Dude, I don't even open them. As soon as I see them,
I
nope.
block them right away now.
Yeah.
I just.
But dude,
delete it.
he seriously has like one of our coworkers paranoid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, like he was saying that he got a text message from like his neighbor asking if he could borrow like some pliers or some shit. He was like, nope, and he threw his phone.
You just don't want to download anything. That's the biggest thing. you
Yeah.
know? Normally, there has been vulnerabilities though that like just through just opening an email.
Yeah.
But those are rare.
Mm.
That's some crazy shit.
I don't even open emails unless I recognize where it's coming
Yeah.
from.
That's another thing. You got to be careful with those phishing emails because they could be really fucking convincing sometimes.
Well, what I learned, it's not even like anything like. You ever heard of iFrame?
Yeah.
Like people make a fake website, make
Yeah.
it seem like it's legit,
Mhm.
and you want to buy something, you put your information.
And just
No, it'll decline
grab
your
it
card,
in.
but they stole all your information through that.
Yeah.
I saw something about it. It's just behind it. It's just a blank page with
It's just a mirror. That's
credit
all it
number.
is.
Yeah.
Just grabbing your info. And that's what I mean, like with those, especially those phishing emails, because like they could be really fucking. Imagine like you get an email and it says Capital One, right?
Yeah.
And it looks legit. Like okay, but you don't realize that the I in capital is actually a number one,
Yeah.
and like you
Or
gotta.
it's-
That's what you gotta pay attention
Or
to.
it's
You know.
lowercase I or something.
Yeah, something. Just they'll do shit like that. Just these slight little things to make it
Yeah.
look as legit as possible, and it'll say something like, it'll even be like your account got hacked. Like we need you to visit this link to secure your account.
Yeah.
And then you go, and then they're gonna ask like, all right, give us all your information so we can verify you. They're fucking clever, man.
Yeah.
They're
I was
fucking
reading up
clever.
something about the Amazon scam, like an automated call will be sent to you, and it'll say, like, alert, there was a security breach in your Amazon account. Your card has been charged $300. You know, please call back and get your money refunded.
Like such and such number.
It's pretty much the same thing. Like, you know, you get a virus on your computer and you call the number and they try to take over everything. But that industry itself, that one with the Amazon, is a $20 billion scamming industry. $20 billion. You know how much money you got to steal from people to be
That's
worth
so
$20
much
billion?
money, dude. So much money.
Yeah.
And
Horrible.
I learned this today, but there's companies out there that sell devices that are meant for like hacking into your network or your Wi-Fi or whatever it is. And like
Yep.
it ain't expensive to buy either, you know?
Yeah, it's only gonna get more prevalent. I got fished at work. They sent
Really?
out an email that I was like, oh, what the fuck is this? I opened it and clicked the link, and it said like, don't ever open these. Like these are, this was an intentional like phishing.
Oh, they're
that the
testing
company
you.
sent.
Yeah, they're doing
I was
like a
like,
security
fuck,
audit.
dude.
Damn.
Yeah, it was like so believable.
Did they
too.
tell you anything?
No, they didn't tell. It was just that page, and then.
But they were never like, hey, we need to talk about this.
No,
so
no,
wait,
no,
so
yeah.
wait,
Fired.
what was the clue to give it away that it was like one of those emails?
How would they know?
What do you mean?
That you
No,
opened
so
it?
because you're saying you got audited, right? Like they.
Yeah, our IT company sent that out to us
Uh-huh.
to intentionally. If we did click it, that warned us like don't. And when I went to that link, it was a warning like don't ever fucking click these links or these are like phishing emails and like never to.
Yeah, I get that, but how are you supposed to know that that's like a link you're not supposed to click? Like, what about it is supposed to give it away that that's a link that you should not?
Is it? Do you guys just have a policy that you should never go to some like external link?
I forgot what it. I can't answer your question because I don't remember exactly like what the email was. But it was like it's like a it's like one of those emails like Apple will never ask you for your password. You know what I mean? Through
Okay.
email.
Yeah.
It
It
was
was
kind of
something
like
like that.
yeah, it was kind of like that. It was like, well, we'll never ask you to do this. Like, never click that link.
I see.
But I was like,
Dude.
dude, I felt so stupid. I was like, fuck.
Dude, that shit seems so fun. I've talked to dudes who do that, who work for like doing security audits for companies, and that seems so. Especially like the social engineering. Like, there's literally companies where, like, you know, let's say Google, they'll hire this security company to do a security audit on them, and they'll see. Like, the guy who's doing the audit will see if they could get into the main headquarters. And then if they do, see if they could get on someone else's device. And just like...
Just see how far they could go.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, dude, that's like the closest you could probably get to feeling like a secret agent.
Yeah, like
but
a
without
spy.
repercussions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, dude, that must be so fun.
That's crazy. I was talking to Alyssa's dad, and he was saying that the program that his company uses, dude... One day he said that one of the clients was complaining, and this dude had gone through like 8 people to solve, 8 different problems, and he was the 9th problem that needed to be solved. Like, he was the last guy to go through it all, and of course he inherited all the 8 problems before that. So the dude was pissed off, right? And he was saying, or I was like, dude, that's messed up, because he was just shit talking him the whole time, And I was like, man, that's messed up. He's like, yeah, but at the end of the day, it cost his company $100,000 to use our program. I'm like, oh, fuck. Well, I would be pissed too then. If there's fucking 8 problems and that slows down the program or slows down my business, I'd be pissed too.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I never realized either. Some of these like programs that, companies sell to other companies to use to better their product or whatever it may be is fucking expensive.
Enterprise software, man. That's
Expensive.
literally how IBM is existing. You know what I mean?
I use that that company for my company. That your Alyssa's dad works for. Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's for my work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I was
That's
just
funny.
checking my old email right now, just see what's going on. I went to my junk.
Or don't be clicking links right now.
I'm not clicking links.
True. You see, we had a sextortions going on.
Dude, what I'm getting right now is Friday, Thursday, Tuesday, Monday. Yeah, it's not even English.
Oh my god.
Don't
Look.
do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Not clicking on anything, but look.
Click it.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Let me see it.
That's weird. I got my Spotify
What the
hacked once.
fuck, bro?
Yeah. Like,
What
they
the
got
fuck?
I don't even know how they got into my Spotify account. But like, again, luckily it was just contained there. That's the only thing they got into. And when I finally got it back, it was like a whole bunch of like German music in the history. I was like, what the fuck what the fuck was this? Like, there was like playlists added. They're literally like in like fucking German.
Like
I'm
German
man,
techno and
these
shit?
motherfuckers, they were really like, well, I got to make myself comfortable in my new
Yeah.
Spotify account.
Dude, that's funny because
Motherfuckers.
I would assume they would. I would assume that hacking would be like for a bigger purpose, not just to get a Spotify account. Like, who the fuck?
Dude, I
Were
don't
you paying
fucking
for
know.
it?
No. I'm on like a family account, so my dad.
Oh my
pays for all
God.
of them. But they only got into mine, so.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Here's the level of paranoia that I had. I forgot to mention. So when I just recently did my truck payment, like last week, something happened with the website or something. Like, I screenshotted the confirmation, everything. It showed I paid, but then it like glitched back saying there was a problem. There was an issue with your payment. So I ended up calling, and this is where like my paranoia got kicked in. The dude was being really weird on the customer service phone, like really weird about everything. And again, I was way up here being paranoid. The guy had a slight Indian accent, and the guy is like, like we're 5 minutes into talking about what's going on, then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, by the way, I hope you're having a very good day today." Like, okay.
This guy was just trying to be nice to you. He's like,
What the fuck?
What does that mean?
What the fuck you saying that, huh?
He's just reading off the fucking script.
Yeah.
So then he's like asking me for like my information stuff, like for my truck, and he's like, so can I get a address confirmation? I give him the address, and he's like, wow, I very much appreciate this information. That's why I was like so sketched out. I'm like,
Wait, didn't you say you gave him a fake address?
I
first?
gave him a fake zip code just to make sure, like,
Just to throw him off the trail.
yeah, I was just like, no, like I was literally giving this guy like trick answers to make sure like he's just reading like my information off the screen to just to confirm it. But like he was just acting really weird. Like I thought about hanging up. Like just I appreciate this information. It's good use for me. Like, well, who says stuff like that?
Do you think this?
Like in my head now, I'm like, okay, did these fuckers just intercept the call? You know?
Do you think somewhere this guy is right now talking about you? Like, man, I got this caller. He was just like,
You know, it's funny too because I brought this up to Alyssa's dad again because he has to deal with some of the like general managers or whoever may be at these places that uses their program, and he was saying like a lot of the time when he picks up the phone and talks to these people, they ask him, "Are you based here in America?" Because if you're not, they just hang up on them.
oh shit.
Yeah, because like that's the level they're at.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's definitely reasonable, and I feel like that's always a smart thing to throw out a wrong answer, and if they just take it, it's like, all right, you ain't checking shit.
Yeah, so I threw out a wrong zip code, and I threw out like a wrong middle name and stuff like that. Because then he'll say, "Oh, that's not associated with the account." I was thinking, I don't know. I'm just thinking about something else. That's how I'll say, sorry, I'm just thinking about something else.
Just making sure you're real.
Yeah, then he'll say stuff again like, well, I need your information to be 100% correct. Like, just like being really weird, like the tone of his voice
Yeah.
like is what really like, I'm about to hang up right now and just call back and wait another 15 minutes for another person to pick up.
Do you think with the like integration of cryptocurrency, like hacking into or getting people's money from banking will like disappear?
No, I don't think so. Because I don't know much about cryptocurrency. Because I know it's encrypted, but I honestly just have not read into that. I know very little, but I have seen stories where people get their cryptocurrency stolen.
What about Homeboy that forgot his password? Has anyone heard anything about him?
Which one, boy?
You guys don't know about this guy?
Homeboy.
Homeboy that has like $200 million worth of Bitcoin saved
and
on a
lost-
hard drive.
yeah, he lost it,
and he doesn't remember his password.
For the hard drive?
He had like 2 attempts left to answer.
Yeah.
I
You
did
didn't
not hear about this.
Oh,
no.
bro.
Can't recover it?
No, like it's in
It's
his.
probably gonna wipe
So,
it. If
when
he
I-
does it
Oh
wrong.
my
He had 10
God.
attempts,
And he's
he only
down to
has
2?
left.
When it
But
when
this was like what, 2 months ago, 3 months ago?
Yeah.
So I wonder if he's tried
Yeah,
again.
he's got a shitload of Bitcoin in the account. He can't get it.
$200 million worth.
Bitcoin just hit 60,000 too, so it's fucking it's
Fuck,
racking up.
dude.
I remember
That
reading the
sucks.
I'd be
article.
pissed.
I remember reading the article, and the pictures of the picture of him is just him staring off into the distance.
So when
Dude,
I had,
I'd be so pissed.
yeah, that sucks, dude. When I had to set up my Bitcoin like wallet, it very much stresses on the app like security and like authentication. They made me so they generated like 12 random words, and they told me to write it down somewhere because they'll never ask for me again
It's like a secret key.
yeah, unless I need
You
to
fucking hit next accidentally. You're
yeah,
screwed.
so I have it tucked away somewhere. But yeah, it was very security filled, which was pretty cool. You know, I did feel like this is secure. Like no one can really get into this. This is not a challenge.
Just imagine that guy, he was probably like, dude, I'm going to be ahead of the curve. I'm going to buy all this shit. No one's going to know, and it's going to fucking grow. It's going to be the future. And this motherfucker forgets his password. How stupid
How
can
do
you
forget
be?
a password is something that big.
Yeah.
How
Jesus.
stupid? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a
Just
lot of
gotta
people
find
that
Snowden.
there's a lot of people that I'm sure are locked out of their shit.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Snowden, man. I feel bad for that guy. Because
That-
he literally was doing like a public service doing what he did. Like what he did was the better for like citizens in this country. And if he comes back, he's fucking screwed. And like, let's be honest, the general public will not give a shit if he gets locked up.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, I don't think too many people really care, anyways, about their.
I don't think
No,
too
they
many
don't.
people really know what
Yeah,
happens.
that too.
Yeah.
I haven't been keeping up with him.
He's a citizen in Russia, and I think he just
Yeah,
had a boy or a girl, a newborn.
Hmm.
That's
yeah, I don't
crazy.
think that's helping his case.
Yeah, but they took him in. But
Yeah.
the weird thing is like I think there's been like multiple trials that like comes out that yes, what he did was like ethical, like what he did.
I think what the issue was the method that he released that information, because a lot of people argue that was like a national security threat
Yeah,
because
like
of
a
how-
breach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But from my understanding is he tried going through the correct routes
Mhm.
of making the shit known, but
It was just fucking.
That's just how it goes,
Blacklisted
man.
him?
That's
listen,
just how it
someone
goes.
how are you gonna trust the people who make the rules to not break the fucking rules, man?
Mhm.
So
That's just how it goes. Dude got screwed over.
yeah.
You got anything more to add to your story, Antonio? You got any wise advice to give the people?
Yeah, change your passwords.
Buy a fucking VPN.
Don't use the same passwords for everything. Buy VPN.
VPNs are not expensive.
I
Yeah, they're
know.
not that
I think I spent
expensive.
$70 and got it for like 3 years. And I think I'm like grandfathered into that price. So in 3 years, I'll pay $70 again. That's a nothing. Or
Just get educated.
Or I was
you know?
watching a video. You could set up like a Google Cloud server, and you get like a free VPN with it.
So, I mean, you could set up a VPN for your network.
Yeah,
You just got to do it.
just educate yourself on how to do it.
That's what it is, people. Just get your tech literacy up. You know,
Yeah,
'Cause-
you're in the future. You're already there.
Mhm.
You know,
you can't avoid it.
when you're buying shit off Amazon with like 2 clicks, like you should be protected in some kind of way.
Hmm.
Your banking information is all on your phone. You should be protected in some kind of way.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. Appreciate.
Yeah,
you
thanks
know.
for sharing.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming on. I'm glad we had this
Scary.
episode because I feel like this is one of the more educational ones we've had in a while.
Yeah, hopefully this opens some people's eyes who are listening. Maybe
Yeah.
they'll hear some things like, "Oh shit, that's what I do." Like maybe I should not
Oh, wow.
have
I
every
got
single
30
password.
same passwords.
Yeah, and they're all password
think I
1, 2,
should-
3.
I think I should change it.
Yeah.
Well, you should.
Well, going back to that real quick, when we sat down and you were talking about it, there is like a hacking tool that you told me about where it's literally a list of like 14 million commonly used passwords.
Yeah, so when you're using softwares, you can get like password lists of like the most used passwords. So because this is the thing, there's so many fucking combinations, right?
Mhm.
And you could only computers can only move so fast. So what you could do is you could get these lists of the most common passwords that have already been leaked, and then it'll just try those passwords. So it'll like cut the
And what you said, it
wait
takes like
time
a
down.
few minutes
to get
to
through the
run
list.
through the whole
Yeah.
list. Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't take too long.
like millions of passwords.
Mhm.
Yeah. But what were you also telling me if your passwords between like 4 to 6 characters or 4 to 8 characters?
I mean, the length varies, but I think what people misconstrue is they think that the more complex it is, the more secure it's going to be. So which doesn't really, that's not what matters. It's the length that matters. The longer your password is, the harder it is to crack, because the more combinations there are to kind of match that length. So pretty much the way it comes down to mathematics. So if you have like 4 different letters for your password, right? You take something called a permutation where that's how you're getting the total number of combinations that are possible for that. But what's crazy is that every letter you add on to that, it grows exponentially, the amount of combinations there are. So if someone's trying to like brute force a password, literally the difference between like 4 characters, let's say they could try every single possible combination in 5 minutes. If you have 6 characters, it'll probably jump up to like a year. It'll take a year's time to try every single. That's probably wrong. It's probably longer. But that's what you should focus on. So you're better off making a longer password that's like a sentence that's easy to remember than a 6-character password that has like exclamation point, comma, question mark, XX. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got all those.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, but I think we're good with signing off right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
All right, Tony, you got anything to say as your closing remarks?
Oh, pretty much the same thing. Change your passwords, buy a VPN. Never click on links that you don't know. Not even on a website. Not from a person you don't know, an email. Like even on like, I came across. Nah, I'm not gonna get into that. That's just gonna get a whole nother conversation going.
You can save it for after.
No, just be careful. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, be careful what you're doing on your computer or your phone.
Yeah.
You want to look at everything closely. You know, you're using a fake website or asking for like personal information. That's like too much. You know, once when they get that information, it's like, it's out there forever.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming on, dude.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Like you said, educate yourself, people. You're only going to better yourself. If I could add on to what he said, change your fucking network password on your Wi-Fi, because if you got hacked, that means my Wi-Fi is fucked, and then if my Wi-Fi is fucked, then my home network's fucked, then they just get into my computer, and then I'm dealing with the same problems he has. And then they have all my nudes. No, but seriously, just wise up, protect yourself, educate yourself. That's the most important thing. But as always, remember, only you can prevent forest fires. Don't let the man get you down, and we'll see you on the next one.
Definitely. There are a lot of things that I've learned that I did, that I'm guilty of, that they were saying. And I was just thinking in my head, fuck.
Alarms are going off.
Yeah. I was like,
Let me delete everything. now.
The things that they said, I thought they were like, okay, this might be foolproof, but I was like, no, that it's not. But anyways, yeah, I don't know too much, but protect yourself. Listen to the advice that these guys are giving. Thank you for listening once again. I hope other people get educated on this, because this is what the world is now, and it's the future, and it's going to be here for as long as we know. With that being said, fucking cue the national anthem. No, I'm just kidding. God bless your mother, and mills unite.
Well put. Just last 2 things throw out. 2-factor. Use 2-factor authentication. Use a password manager. Don't use your fucking birth date in your password. Don't use your pet names. Don't use your city that you're from. Don't use anything that someone can easily get off your social media. Don't do that. With that being said, once in, always in. Thank you for joining, sir.
Tell your family about it too, or something.
Bye.
Be the hero, not the victim.
There you go. Bye.
Yeah, protect your grandma.
Yeah.
And your mom, she's hot.